Hi friends! You asked, I deliver. Today's video is going to be about these collage strips and how I make them. But at first, let's open this package because I think I will use the things that are in here on my collage strips. So this is eco-friendly junky glitter. Oh my gosh, let's open it. And this is not sponsored, just for your information. I bought it by myself and it's just that I wanted to do a little unboxing in this video because I think I will use this glitter on top of my collage strips. And the best thing is, as I've already said, this glitter is eco-friendly and it's not made from plastic. So that's perfect. I would not buy plastic glitter anymore. I bought it in the past, but you know, we have too much plastic on our earth and in the ocean and everywhere and in our bodies. Yeah, you know. So that's perfect for us crafters and journalists. Oh, look at this color. I love it. And it even has its own glue. It says all-purpose craft glue. I think I would not have needed this one because I have enough glue and I have the art glitter glue that works perfectly, or that should work perfectly with this eco-friendly glitter. But I could only find this set with the glue, so of course I will use it. So here is everything you need for the collage strips. Of course you need packing tape or packaging tape. This is the one that I used for these strips here. This is a brown paper-like self-adhesive packaging tape. And in the second part of the video we will use this one. This is a clear plasticky packaging tape, a really cheap one, as well as this. This is also very cheap. You don't need to buy expensive stuff. And I want to show you what the difference is between using this one compared to this one and how different the look of it is. And you can also use this one. This is a double-sided self-adhesive packing tape. So it has this side that is sticky as well as this side. I mean, here at the moment there is still the paper on it, but you can tear this paper off and then it is sticky on this side as well. Then of course you need things to do things to glue down on your tape. I love to use some smaller bits like this confetti or this. This is made from some kind of tissue paper. Of course, I want to use the glitter for the first time. Then we need glue. This one especially probably for the glitter. And of course, you need your scrap paper. So these collage strips are perfect for using up some of your scrap papers. And I nearly forgot to mention that we need a brush for applying the matte gel medium. Let's start with this paper packaging tape. So this is the sticky side, and we want to have the sticky side on top so that we can easily glue down the papers. The struggle always is that your tape doesn't move during the whole process. And to achieve this, you can either fold the ends to the back and stick them down on your desk, like so. But what I love to do is just tear down 2 smaller pieces and glue the tape down on your table. So for this version of the collage strip, you have to have in mind that compared to the other version with the transparent packaging tape, you look directly onto this side of the packaging tape that you want to see later in your journal and on your project. You see with each layer how your collage strip evolves, and when we later on will use this one, we have to think the other way around, because then we have our tape like so, and we will later on use this side, the other side that we don't see during the process of creation. To be honest, it's nothing else than layering in your journal, layering like paint or other mediums on top of each other, and that's exactly what we want to do here on our strip. And what I love to do is I work simultaneously on 2 or 3 strips. So let's start. I'm not overthinking. I just start. So for the first layer, I just bring down some papers, and as you can see here, your papers can be bigger than your collage strips because later on we just cut off the excess. I feel like this is a really intuitive project where you can easily let go of perfection or expectations, and that's exactly what I love about junk journaling and art journaling. Okay, that's enough for me for the first layer. And I now want to have some colors. This one, this one. This is perfect. So I love to use tissue papers and those papers that are thinner more on top of the project, because then you have this translucent look. So let's at first use some of this turquoise or blue. And at this point, you don't need any glue, but the more papers you put on your tape, the less sticky space you have left. And then later on, we need our matte gel to bring down all the papers. When you work simultaneously on 2 or more strips, you immediately have strips that are cohesive and that you can use on different projects, and you immediately have, you know, the result that those projects work perfectly together because you have this repetition of the elements and of the colors. So I think I want to open my matte gel because I need it from now on. So I'm just applying it with my brush. And I also go over the whole paper. So as you can see here, this is obviously my Stabilo All. It is water soluble. And when I went over it now with my matte gel, you reactivate the pigment from the pencil. Now I have these black marks here a little bit. I don't want to have that, but I can just later on go over or glue down another paper on top. But this is a thing that you have to keep in mind when you work with matte gel. So when you use collage papers, for example, with watercolors or your neocolors too, you also have to be careful because it smears. Here, this is also such a piece with the Stabilo All. So I think I glue this one on top. And the more layers you add, the messier, of course. And I think the more beautiful it is in the end. Well, I think the color theme is blue, pink, and book page. So you might ask, why the heck do I need this packaging tape? I can also just cut those strips from a bigger sheet of paper and collage on the paper. Yes, of course you can. That's perfect, especially when you don't have the packaging tape on hand. But what I love is you have the first layer or the first two and a half layers in no time, with no glue, no brush, no, I don't know. In a few seconds, you've overcome the, fear of the blank page. In this case, the fear of the blank paper strip. And this is much more fun, at least in my eyes. You can also work with these negatives here. And as you can see, I'm always going over the papers again and again with a matte gel. So in the end, you have this matte finish, and it is really sealed. You can even later on work on your collage strips with more mediums. Should have used an under paper, so keep that in mind. I was too lazy, to be honest. So now I think for the next layers I want to have thinner paper. This is a piece of vellum. You can, maybe we can use the napkin on the next strip, I don't know. But the idea is you can just use the first layer here from the napkin, of course, and decoupage it on your collage strip. But for these strips now, I don't like the orange very much. I think I don't have more of this vellum, of this yellow vellum here, unfortunately. So please let me know in the comments if you are interested in paper packs. I see a lot of junk journalers and art journalists that sell paper packs, and I have so many papers because I can't create that much to use them all up, and they sit way too long in boxes. So I thought that might be an idea. So please let me know in the comments if you would be interested. And I will link my latest video here in the upper corner for you and in the description box, where I declutter a little bit, at least one pile of papers. So for the layers that I'm now working on, I want to have a little bit smaller pieces. Okay, I think that's perfect. So let's add some confetti on top. And as I have here these very shiny and bright colors, this yellow and the neon pink, I think, do I want this one? Or do I want to work with this glitter here? No, I love those so much, so I will use them. Okay, I think I'm finished. I mean, you can go on adding layers and layers and layers and layers, but for me now, I think that's okay. Oh no, I wanted to show you. Let's add some black thread. So this is normal sewing thread from my sewing machine. I add a layer of my matte gel medium on top so that I can lay down the thread in a really messy way. Okay, so these have to dry now, of course. Okay, now I have glue everywhere. Let me show you the next version of the collage strips. This is the clear packaging tape, obviously. and I'm doing exactly the same thing that I did with the other tape. I'm laying it with the sticky side up on my table, and I'm using this tape to tape it down. Oh, I hate working with this tape. I hate it. Okay, now we're safe. So now we have to think in the other direction. When you create these strips that I just did a minute ago, you can see how your design evolves. With this packaging tape, it's the other way around. You don't see anything. Well, that's not correct. Of course, you see what you put down on your collage strip, on your packaging tape, but you only see the result when you are finished and you lift your tape up and turn it around. So what later on will be the first layer that you see will now be the first layer that we put down. And here the first layer that we see, like those confetti dots here, was the last layer that we glued onto the strip. You get the idea. Here we don't need glue either for the first layer. And I will now use this glitter. So excited. Let's use maybe some gold glitter. And this one. Or let's use what shall we use? Those two. Yes. Okay, this is totally translucent. I don't know if we can see this translucent one in the end at all. We will see. So I want to have some smaller scraps as the first layer. And now you have, of course, you have to turn around your papers so that the design is not visible for you. So this is really exciting because you don't see anything. I mean, at least for the first 2 or 3 layers, you might have a rough idea how your strip looks. But it's always very, very surprising when you turn the strip around in the end and you see your design for the first time. Love that. So I have this book page. You can add a bigger paper scrap like this one now. I want to have the yellow as the design to be seen. Of course, over several smaller steps, like so. In the end, we want to have everything of the transparent tape covered. I mean, I could, of course, lift this up now and decide, do I like it? Where do I want to add anything more? But I don't have many options anymore to put papers, because we will later on only see the papers that I put here where no paper is at the moment, you know. I feel like this strip is going to have a completely other vibe than the strips that we made before. I feel like we have covered everything. Yes. So now the big reveal. Oh, wow, didn't expect that. And I already forgot that I put the black here. I love the contrast. Yes, I even love this one much more. I think because of the face here. And what you could do now before you trim the edges, or you can even do that afterwards, you can seal now the layers with matte gel medium, of course, like we did it with the other strips, but I don't think it is necessary. In the meantime, the other strips here have dried, and I cut off the excess as well. And I think they are so beautiful. The black thread on top as the last layer is such a great detail. And if you have a double-sided packaging tape, you work basically the same way on your tape as you do with the brown paper. Meaning you just put it on a piece of parchment paper, not on your desk, because this is sticky, of course. Put it on a piece of parchment paper. Then you remove this paper. This is non-sticky. You remove the paper, and then you just glue down your pieces as we've done with this paper packaging tape. And then you can store your parchment paper with your strips on top, and you can just take them and they are like stickers then. What you can also do is you put this like so on your desk. So this is not sticky now on your desk, but it is sticky here on top. Then you do the same thing that we did here with this brown packaging tape as well. Just put your collage papers on top, and then nothing is sticky anymore. You can just store the tape and only remove the paper here when you want to use a bit of this tape. It works basically like stickers, and I think this is also a fun way to use this double-sided tape. I love both versions, to be honest. I love the matte one, and I also love the one with the transparent packaging tape, because you have this shine and you can much easier work with those tiny bits like glitter, tiny confetti, tiny bits and bobs. that works best with this method. I love all of them. I will use all of them, and I hope you also have fun making your own collage strips. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day, and I hope I can see you soon in my next video. Bye!